Look, right, I don't want to get into a big heavy argument about this. What's up, YouTube? It's the British PT here. I've just been looking through some of the headlines and trending articles from today in the world of YouTube. And what should I find but a lady called Cheryl Prudham, who appeared on This Morning having an argument with Holly Willoughby. Holly Willoughby. It wasn't an argument, you know. It was pretty dire, to be honest with you. Background story on this is this woman works 16 hours a week. She does it to avoid a cap, so that she can claim £40,000 a year benefits for her 12 children. She claims to be addicted to having babies and simply says that she doesn't make the rules, and that she should be entitled basically to claim all this money. I did some very basic maths. It works out to just over £3,300 a year for each child, equating to £40,000 a year she's receiving. I mean, I looked at it and you know what, the thing that shocked me was I wasn't shocked when I heard the story. You know, that there's a woman that's got 12 kids that's claiming a fuckload in benefits. You know, her argument to this, this morning's argument to it was that don't you feel responsible? Don't you think you should basically keep your fucking legs shut and stop having children, draining the state with all this money? Which is a fair point. Her response to it is, look, I didn't make the rules. I'm addicted to having children. I look after my children, but I can't afford to pay for them. Therefore, I can claim this money. Which actually, if you think about it, she's actually got a point too. She didn't make the rules. She's abusing the system, but the system's there, you know. And you know, we do kind of work on an honour system in the UK, but maybe we shouldn't be working on an honour system in the UK. Yeah, you know, I don't know. It's very difficult when you've got people like this taking advantage. It is going to kind of test the system. But really, where is the failing here? You could argue that it's her personal failing. It'd be quite an easy argument. Maybe it's the failing of us as a society to look at what people are able to do nowadays. You know, the ability to have 12 children and not be held accountable for looking after them financially. It's a difficult one. But unfortunately, like she said, she didn't make the rules. The system's there. Maybe the system's broken, you know. Maybe we need to look at our benefit system and try and review it. I know it's been done before, it's been said before, but obviously what is there at the moment isn't working. Or if it is, it's for loopholes like this for people to get through. You know, I mean, you can spin this argument however you like. The bottom line is she still has to look after 12 kids every day. And there will be mums out there that won't be claiming $40,000 a year in benefits. But I can guarantee there'll be mums out there that will look after their children worse than this mum seems to. I mean, I didn't see the quality of the children, I didn't see what kind of life they were living, but she said she took them on holiday, she takes them shopping, there's photos of them shopping with her. You know, she said she's a loving mother, she spends time with them, she has 16 hours a week that she has to work. I can pretty much guarantee that this woman has been branded in front of This Morning viewers as a kind of, you know, patriarch hate person, you know, for benefits cheats. But this woman ain't the real problem. You know, you look at the amount of money she's claiming. We're talking £64 a week out of the British economy per child. So I think that works out to, as a family, she's taking somewhere in the region of, you know, £700 a week. I mean, £700 a week, really? I mean, you look at how much people pay in income tax. Yeah, I mean, I haven't calculated my tax recently, but I know I pay thousands in tax. And, alright, a small percentage of my tax would be going towards this woman. You know what, there are massive more injustices in this woman having 12 kids. And I've got kids, you know, I've got 4 children myself, which I pay for with my job. But, you know what, it costs a lot more than £64 a week to raise a kid. You know, you've got to pay for a lot of food, a lot of other things as well. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying this isn't the worst injustice that This Morning, you know, could bring before their viewers. And let's be honest, This Morning knew what they were doing when they did this. They're not blameless and all this. They paid this woman to actually go on TV. They're subsidising her lifestyle by supporting what she's doing by paying her. You know, they're not all high and mighty. So anyway, that's just my opinion. I think the system is broken. I think there are going to be people out there that are going to take the piss and try and get what they want out of it. What's your opinion? Let me know. Comments below. The British PT. I don't drink tea. Yeah. And if you want to know any more, stick your comments below. Alright, YouTube, see you later. Bye bye. Enjoy the rain and don't be too down. Bye.